Hello, fellow nonprofiteers. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time to take a break and let's celebrate what's good in the nonprofit world this week. Welcome to episode 9 of What's Good Wednesday. My name is Jamie. I will be your host as always. I'm the owner of What's Good LLC, a nonprofit marketing and fundraising consulting firm based on the beautiful Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'm also the owner of This Little Guy, the itty bitty book of nonprofit fundraising tips for board members from a development director who hates asking people for money. We've got such a great show for you today. It is full of information. So before we start, if you have any good news that you want to share from your organization, please send it my way at wednesday@bewhatsgood.com. I want to celebrate with you and I want to share it so everyone else can celebrate with you as well. Also, if you want to know where you can watch the show, you can find it at bewhatsgood.com, of course, and on Facebook and YouTube. The handle in both places is at bewhatsgood. And you can always find us on LinkedIn at What's Good LLC or my name, Jamie Dingler. All right, we have so much show today, so let's just roll right into it. The first thing we've got coming up is the Choptank Arts and Culture Exchange. They just announced their latest round of what they call the Choptank 500 grant recipients. In less than a year, the Cambridge-based nonprofit has completed 3 grant cycles, and there are more to come. These $500 grants help support artists and cultural organizations in Dorchester and Talbot counties in Maryland. The grants have recently been awarded to Jennifer Hartfield and Chromapop that funds workshops that awaken creativity by painting terracotta planters and glass vases at Easton's 9S Studios. Contadious Jones, he is doing a really cool multimedia recording project. He's recording his newest album, and that includes original music and visual art. It's going to be at the Easton Art Academy, so really cool project there. The Nanticoke Historic Preservation Alliance, that's going to be to provide support for a living history interpreter at their annual celebration of Native American culture. That's really neat. For the Rescue Fire Company, this will help offset the expense of moving Cambridge, Maryland's annual train garden to a temporary venue during the reservation of the old firehouse. And then Shore Rivers, our friend here at the show, we've talked about them a couple of times. This is going to support the creation of outdoor nature-based murals for students at Choptank Elementary School. So that's really neat project as well. Congratulations to all the recipients. I hope that we'll hear more as more grants are awarded. All right, let's see who's coming up next. Of course, our friends at the Waterfowl Festival. This is a really amazing event. It's an entire weekend in Easton, Maryland. It raises money to support various environmental, art, student scholarships, and cultural initiatives. They want to ensure that future generations can understand and enjoy the beauty and diversity of waterfowl and their environments. And the festival recently awarded $30,000 in scholarships to student volunteers last week for their secondary education. They do this for, they call them their duck sitters. So they had 15 duck sitters that each received $2,000 for their secondary education, whether that's college or trade school, whatever they want to do. And they said they are thrilled to have so many qualifying kids this year. That means a ton of volunteers. So congratulations again to all the awardees. This is a fun one as graduation comes up, and we've got lots of really awesome stories of success and you know, kids going on and bright futures. This is a fun time of year. All right, next we're going over to Foundation of Hope. The Foundation of Hope helps young girls and women lead productive lives in their communities by providing cultural, social, and educational development. They reached a really exciting milestone last week. Foundation of Hope has their Economic Development and Empowerment Program. It's a 16-week program for middle school girls where they learn about everything from self-care to job readiness, making a business plan, entrepreneurship. It's a really amazing program. Maya Hawkins Bailey, this young woman, was a participant in their very first cohort several years ago. Now she is the first program participant to receive her college degree. She graduated with her associate's degree from Chesapeake College last week, and she'll be transferring to Bowie State University to complete her 4-year degree. So not only an amazing milestone for Maya, and I've actually met this young woman, and she's very, very lovely. Not only an amazing milestone for her, but a really cool milestone for the Foundation of Hope. And now they get to start seeing the fruits of their program as their girls are graduating high school and going on to college and trade school and going into their chosen profession. So what a really, really neat moment for that organization. Next, we have Talbot Interfaith Shelter. They are dedicated to fighting homelessness on Maryland's Midshore by providing shelter, stability, support, and a path to success for local families and individuals in need. They recently had an event at Winden Distilling in St. Michael's, hosted by Jamie Winden. This event included current shelter supporters and new faces who wanted to learn about Talbot Interfaith Shelter. They say it was an inspiring night of connection and conversation. Since this is a distillery, the attendees were treated to a complimentary Lion Rum cocktail. As they mixed and mingled, they learned about TIS's S4 program, and S4 stands for Shelter, Stability, Support, Success. They gave away a Lion Rum gift basket. The winner was Pete Lesher from our county council, and several members of the TIS board of directors were in attendance. Their board chair, Peter Voica, Ann Davis, Craig Postlethwaite, and Megan Rao. Their presence underscored the deep commitment of the organization's leadership in engaging the community in its mission. So congratulations to TIS on a successful event. I hope you get lots of more supporters from that. Next, we've got the J. Noah Skills Academy. This is such a cool program. It's an innovative nonprofit that teaches middle school and high school student athletes the fundamentals of project management through the lens of basketball. They are hosting a summer session at the Dorchester Parks and Rec Center. They've just announced. Students will train under Coach Jordan Pearlstein, who's certified by Coach Phil Handy, formerly of the LA Lakers. They'll also learn from a customized curriculum that uses basketball to teach the kids about the project management cycle. So each lesson is reinforced by an activity in NBA 2K, that is a PlayStation game. And basically at the end, it all leads up to this final project where the participants have to use the game and all of their newly acquired project management skills to complete a mock NBA draft. The kids get so into this. It's such a neat program, and the skills the students learn through this program help them achieve their academic, athletical, personal, and career goals. The cool part about this is this has been a summer program only in the past, but after this summer, Coach Jordan plans to continue the program as a year-round after-school program so that the kids will get to follow up with him, and he can actually guide them through and provide them help with achieving their real-life goals. So this is such a neat achievement for the J. Noah Skills Academy, and I hope we'll hear more updates throughout the summer and as they start into their year-round after-school program. Next is the Benedictine School. Their mission is to support children and adults living with intellectual and developmental disabilities so they can achieve their greatest potential. They recently celebrated graduation for their DOORS class of 2025. DOORS, D-O-R-S, stands for Division of Rehabilitation Services, and they do this program in partnership with the Maryland Division of Rehabilitation Services. They provide job training and support for the students. The students enter the program in September and receive their certificate of completion in May after successfully completing retail, hospitality, post-secondary education, self-advocacy, work readiness, and job exploration training. So this year the students worked with a ton of community partners, including the Tidewater Inn, Caroline County Recreation and Parks, Blue Heron Coffee, the Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott in Easton, Miles River Yacht Club, the Academy Art Museum, Tractor Supply, Lowe's, Weiss, oh my gosh, this is such a long list, Food Lion, Big Lots, Olive and Oak Event Company, and more. It's such a really cool community undertaking. Congrats to all of the graduates, and hopefully we'll hear some great news about what they do with that training as they move on. All right, we're keeping it in Maryland, but we're moving over to Montgomery County and the Second Century Project. This project is aimed at preserving the Scotland AME Zion Church in Scotland, Maryland. Scotland was once a home to an enclave of African American residents who owned more than 500 acres of land starting in 1880. The land was very valuable, and many of the residents were swindled into giving up or selling their land for pennies on the dollar. Now the land is down to just 10 acres, and at the heart of it is the Scotland AME Zion Church. The Second Century Project aims to restore and preserve the 140-year-old church, including flood-proofing, a new worship space, and creating a rec center where the community can gather together. This project has raised nearly $9 million, and a few weeks ago they held a ribbon cutting for the newly constructed building. I think there's still some work left to be done, but they're able to get in there and start using that space again. And congratulations to everyone involved in the Second Century Project. This is such a worthy endeavor, and what a beautiful way to honor those folks who really deserve justice after all this time. So congratulations to the Second Century Project, and I hope that the church will be put to good use, and maybe they can send us some updates about events and things that are going on in the church now. Next, we have the Ruth M. Kirk Recreation and Learning Center. This is in Baltimore, Maryland. Their mission is to ensure that kids are educationally ready to succeed during the school year and continue God's lead when it comes to making the community a better place to live and visit. They recently hosted 2 community events last week. On Thursday, they had burgers, basketball, and building trades, an event where people 18 and older could learn about union jobs and trades. It's a very cool way to get people involved in learning about opportunities that are available to them. Then on Saturday for the holiday weekend, they had a pop-up shop with lots of local vendors and a karaoke party. That sounds like my kind of event. I love some singing, some karaoke. So that's awesome. I hope they'll send us more events and more exciting things that are going on at the center as time goes on. All right, next we're going to the Pacific Marine Mammal Center in California. They inspire ocean stewardship through animal rescue and rehabilitation, medical research, STEM education programs, and advocacy for a healthy ocean. They're the only center in Orange County licensed to rescue and respond to sea lions, seals, sea turtles, dolphins, and whales. This organization was recently named a California Nonprofit of the Year by California District 36 Senator Tony Strickland. I think this is so cool. Nonprofit of the Year for your state. Like, that's amazing. This recognition is given to the top 1% of all California nonprofits. The center has been serving the Orange County community for 54 years. They welcome more than 40,000 visitors each year, impacting 35,000 school-aged children in Orange County, and they provide a unique distance learning opportunity for patients in 18 hospitals across the country. I think that's so cool. They're currently undergoing a massive renovation, greatly expanding their visitor and education spaces, and building their own water treatment plant to reclaim more than 90% of the 5 million gallons of water they use every year. Congratulations. This is such a huge accomplishment. Congratulations, Pacific Marine Mammal Center. This is so neat. And this news was actually sent to me by my friends over at Arriva. Arriva has an amazing donor management platform called Exceed Further. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend putting it on your list if you're in the market for a new donor management platform. I swear they're not paying me to say this. I am an Arriva partner, but I just think it's such a great product. They have everything you need really all just in one place, whether it's donor management, events management, auctions, volunteer management, grants management. So it's like things that you don't see anywhere else. Even for organizations that rely on hospitality, they have a hospitality module. So there's so many different things to this product, and it's something that can really grow with you. So again, I swear they're not paying me to say this. I just think it's a great product. And if you are in the market for a donor management platform, you should check out Ariva Exceed Further. It really is something special and unique in this space. Let's move on to our next celebration. This is the Art Richards Scholarship Fund, which was established by the Children in Need, Inc. It honors Art Richards' enduring vision to uplift students in Washington County, Maryland, by providing them with the resources and opportunities necessary to pursue higher education and achieve their dreams. They awarded scholarships to 2 graduating seniors this year. The first scholarship was awarded to Joy Ebibuchi. She's a remarkable North High student who's pursuing a career in graphic design. The second scholarship was awarded to Cesar Augusto Lopez Lewis. He shows a dedication to academic excellence and will be pursuing a future career in STEM. Congratulations to Joy and Cesar, and to everyone at the Art Richards Scholarship Fund and Children in Need. It's very exciting to see all of these stories of helping our kids become the future leaders that we need to make this world a better place. So what a great achievement, and congratulations to the awardees again. All right, we've got another really awesome organization out of Annapolis, Maryland. This is Making Cards for Our Troops. They make and send handmade greeting cards to our troops who are deployed all over the world so that they have troops to send to their loved ones. The organization started with just 5 volunteers who held a small gathering. They made 550 Christmas cards that were shipped to the Middle East. And then they continued to meet once a year to make Christmas cards for the troops. Then they had an article in Guidepost magazines, and they started receiving cards from across the country. Now they're celebrating their 10th anniversary, and they have 20 volunteers who meet weekly to process cards to ship. They prepare local cards for local card making events hosted by civic organizations, churches, scout groups, etc. And they work year round to raise the funds necessary to ship the cards. So remember, I said their very first year they sent out 550 cards. Last year in 2024, they shipped 55,373 cards to Operation Gratitudes. They add the cards to their care packages that are now being sent to men and women in the military all over the world. And their goal this year is to ship 60,000 cards for their 10th anniversary. So what an amazing accomplishment. Happy 10-year anniversary. Incredible growth, and I hope you continue to grow. It's an amazing mission, and it's just really, really cool. Congratulations. As I say, confetti to you, as I've started saying on the show. If I had confetti, I would throw it up in the air for you. All right, our next organization, and I believe this is the last organization that we're celebrating today, is SA Harvest. Their mission is to end hunger in South Africa, so we are traveling around the world today. They do this by rescuing nutritious food that would have gone to the landfill, and they deliver it for free to where it's needed most. So they're addressing the systemic causes of hunger, and they leverage technology to ensure the effectiveness and scalability of the rescue and the delivery. So they started with 1 van in Cape Town back in 2019, and that now they've grown to become a national organization. They've rescued nearly 22 million kilograms of food. 22 million kilograms of food. And they've delivered more than 86 million meals to date. That's not even what we're celebrating today. That's just the background. Incredible. They recently unveiled their SA Harvest fleet of trucks. This fleet will help strengthen their logistics and increase their national outreach. What they say is these trucks are more than vehicles. In the communities they serve, they're recognized as a symbol of hope. They mean food is coming and help has arrived. And with this improved capacity and efficiency, they can rescue and deliver more food than ever before. What a great way to end our celebrations this week. Congratulations to SA Harvest. What incredible work you're doing. Just unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that with us. I hope that you'll send more updates as time goes on and you're able to expand thanks to your new fleet of trucks. So that's it for our celebrations this week. If you have something amazing going on at your nonprofit that you want to celebrate, please send it my way at Wednesday@BeWhat'sGood.com. We also have this next part of the show that's coming up. It's the topic of the week. So if you have a topic of the week that you would like to share, something that you have a question about, or that you just think should be discussed on the show, or you want to know my opinion on something nonprofit related, again, you can send it to Wednesday@BeWhat'sGood.com. All right, let's get to our topic of the week, and I'm going to keep it really short but sweet this week. I guess the headline is something is better than nothing. I've seen this a lot in the nonprofit world, where we want everything to be perfect. We want to have the exact right message. We want to have all the exact right materials and people in place. And while I am not advocating for not planning and not being prepared and not being informed and not having information, there's a saying that says, don't let perfect be the enemy of the good, right? Sometimes we overthink it, and we just need to take action. Sometimes it is better to take action, and maybe you have a few little hiccups along the way, or maybe your marketing materials evolve along the way. Maybe your messaging evolves along the way, but you don't want to put things off for months, years, because you feel like everything isn't perfect. Make sure that you're not letting perfect be the enemy of the good. It's always better to do something, to move forward with something, than to sit and do nothing and spend time and resources on nothing, right? We are all very busy. Sometimes good enough is good enough, right? So that's it. That was my simple, short topic of the week this week. Something is better than nothing. Make it happen. It's okay if it's not 100% perfect. That's it. That's our show for this week. Again, if you've got something that you want to share, good news, or a topic of the week that you want to share, send it to Wednesday@BeWhat'sGood.com. Of course, you can always find the show. You can find more information about me and What's Good LLC, more resources at BeWhat'sGood.com. You can watch the show on Facebook and YouTube, and the handle there is at BeWhat'sGood. When you're there, if you think about it, maybe consider subscribing. It helps other people see the show. It helps me grow. It helps me be able to do these shows every week. So think about it. You can also find me at LinkedIn at What's Good LLC, or at my name, Jamie Dingler. That's JAYME, me, Dingler, on LinkedIn. Finally, I hope you'll check out my itty bitty book of nonprofit fundraising. Really makes a great gift for board members. As you're, if you're in a small or growing nonprofit and your board members really aren't sure about their role when it comes to fundraising, this makes a really great gift for them. It helps them learn what their role is, and it provides tons of actionable ideas of how they can participate in relational fundraising, which is really, that's where it's at, man. Relational fundraising. So I hope you'll check that out. It's available on Amazon. You can also find it on my website as well. Thank you all again so much. Now next week is episode 10, if you can believe it. We've been doing this over 2 months now, and thank you so much for continuing to support it. Send your celebrations my way. I can't wait to see what we are shouting about and what we're celebrating next week. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you all again next Wednesday for another What's Good Wednesday. Bye.